whatever that you just can't get to. Well, now they want to scrape the bottom of the ocean floor. Remember, we don't know what the heck is down there. There's new species down there that we've never heard of, or we don't know anything about them.
Just a few years ago, they found a fish that they never knew existed, came from the deep water.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's more stuff down there because
tons of it.
We can't go down there. We don't know what's down there, but they want to bring up these chunks of whatever it is from down there that has lithium in it.
They're nodules, and they're full of these rare earth metals that they need for these car batteries.
Yeah, I mean, electric cars sound great and fun, and we don't have to pay for gas anymore. But how do we generate that electricity?
Right, generating electricity is not trivial. We were talking about this, and I say this all the time. I have people across the aisle from me on the county board who want electric car charging stations, all over the place. Every time we build a new parking lot, they want us to put in electric car charging stations. I'm like, do you have any idea what we do to make electricity? We split atoms and we get heavy water as a byproduct. We burn coal. We do all these things that you don't like, but yet you say that having electric everything is wonderful.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the charging stations, because I was just at work the other day and they redid the parking lot and everything, and they put an electric car charger, and I'm like, what the heck? And someone's got an Audi that they park and they charge at work every single day, and I'm thinking, who the heck has this? Because we're not open to the public, right? So it's a private company, and I'm asking around. It turns out it's the maintenance manager. So he redid the parking lot, had a special electric car charger wired in the corner of the parking lot for him, and charges his car there every day. I'm sure he doesn't even charge it at home.
You can always use your electric razor in the morning.
I mean, how do you get away with stuff like that? That bugs me. I don't know. I had to get that one out.
You're listening to On-Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. 5600, weigh in on it. So here's the other thing that I found interesting and somewhat dismaying. It's not exactly as if we have really been good to Native Americans.
No.
I mean,
I'd probably go with no on that.
I'm sure no one is going to give any one of us an award for how we treated Native Americans. And here we're back at it again, because guess where a lot of this stuff is? In
protected land.
Sacred Native American land. So now they're going to go in and dig up holes and all that in burial grounds and whatever. I mean, this is insane, and it's not cost effective.
What got me is that they're going to use, in order to bring up this lithium, so they're going to leach this lithium out of the clay or the mud or whatever in these 300-foot deep mine pits. They're using approximately 5,800 tons of sulfuric acid a day to leach this stuff out of there. Just does not,
I'm sure that has
compute.
No environmental repercussions.
No, not at all. I'm pretty sure that if you had, sulfuric acid, it's probably, hey, don't spill this in the ground, or don't touch this. It's not good.
And now that's
It'll
what
kill plants and animals, right? So if you look at the hazard triangle on it, I'm sure.
Right.
One of the greatest environmental photos I have ever seen is a helicopter running off of fossil fuel, spraying a windmill with fossil-based glycogen or whatever it was to get the ice off of it.
Well, they have to de-ice them.
So you've got what's supposed to be a great source of friendly energy, again, relying on fossil fuel-based products.
Right.
Equipment.
You have to have fossil fuels to build them and then also maintain them.
It's
and there's no way to recycle them.
No. Well, and the thing is, too, these people that want these electric cars, they also don't want nuclear energy.
Right.
And they don't want coal plants. So they want wind, they want solar. Mm-hmm. Two things that, what do we see in Texas?
They're not reliable.
Right.
Yeah. And nuclear energy really is the answer. It goes on forever. It's clean. I mean, the only downside is, if they blow up and irradiate
if it
500 square miles. But,
it only happens once in a while.
This is occasionally, yeah.
That's right.
3 Mile Island became 6-inch Island. I mean, it's just,
right.
Every Island still operated for like 2 decades, actually.
I do like this quote. There's a woman named Duranda Hickey. She's actually a tribal member herself, so she's a Native American. She studied environmental policy at Southern Oregon University. She specifically studied transportation emissions, climate change, and the green economy. And she says, but we did not talk about things like this. We never talked about, look at how much they're extracting. We talked about sustainability, but this does not seem sustainable.
I don't know. And if you go, as I said earlier today, if you go to L.A., and particularly if you go to Beverly Hills, that's all you see.
Well, that's because California is mandating no new combustion engine cars by 2035. That's around the corner.
Does California ever get more desirable to go live in as a state? I
No.
mean, I know Northern California is supposed to be
No.
really nice.
It
but
is.
The
It's
rest of
beautiful.
it is all
And
screwed up.
the first time I went to Los Angeles back in the 50s when I was a little kid, when they first opened Disneyland, it was really gorgeous. I mean, you come across the mountains, you have the ocean at your feet, you got mountains at your back. It was beautiful. When I used to fly in a Learjet, it was like going into a bathtub full of scum. I mean, you come across the mountains and you couldn't see Los Angeles. It was buried.
It's full of smog.
Yeah, oh, it's terrible.
I mean, for beauty and land resources, it's almost like one of those, if you were like the pioneers of the early country, you'd want to go
Right.
take that land over as your own because it's so nice. But unfortunately,
Yeah, you think about it. I mean, the mountains are at your back, the ocean's at your feet. It's a valley.
awesome.
It's a
Right.
beautiful place to live if there aren't 26 million people with you.
Right, and they have beautiful coastline, but it's all eroding and falling off of
Yeah.
the side of the mountains, and
Malibu's
they have
gorgeous.
horrible land management policies where they don't do controlled burns, so now they have wildfires, and then that leads to soil erosion. I mean, they've created most of their own problems.
well, it's not just the people; it's that they're nut jobs.
Yes.
Yep. Speaking of nut jobs, we're going to have to take a break. We'll be back with more On Target Radio. We're going to talk a little bit about the law and the way we use it.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
The Philadelphia naked bike ride.
Oh, I love that. You participated in that last year. I saw your T-shirt.
Thousands of naked people on bikes will ride through downtown Philadelphia. And the thing that's most offensive, not the naked, it's the bikes.
Don't tell me you have to wear a mask, please.
Mask required. Out of an abundance of caution.
What about covering the other part of your body? Because they do test for COVID down there.
Well, that wouldn't be a naked bike ride.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM560 The Answer.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, and if you're 50 years old and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. The least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $540 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,550 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $273 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $6,050 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible, and you save $267 per month with my lower premiums. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I went to my dentist, and my dentist goes, "Oh, your gums are so good now." And I said, "Well, I'm taking this stuff called Balance of Nature." And she pulls out a bottle. And she goes, "Oh, you want some?" And they were all hooked on it. It's really good.
I've cut down on supplements so much with this because it's giving me a balance, and I can tell it. and I can really definitely see a difference in energy, stamina, and I'm sure that if that's doing better, the inside of me is doing better.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
There are rare moments in the history of California where somebody makes a decent decision. California Appellate Court recently weighed in. There was a law passed that healthcare workers, specifically in nursing homes, as I recall, use transgender pronouns. So you had some 98-year-old person laying in bed, unconscious most of the time. They go, "What are you? What are you?" and the old men would show you, but
probably.
But they passed a law, and the appellate court didn't like it. They got sued, and it went up to the appellate court, and basically they said you can't force people to do it. It's a freedom of speech issue. But listen to what the punishment was.
It was unanimous.
It was unanimous. But listen to what the punishment was. So if you did that, if you failed to do it, you were charged with a misdemeanor and subject to a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail, because I don't call you whatever you want to be called. And they're too old to know what you're calling them anyway.
Probably. They're probably too deaf in most cases.
Well, I mean, the year in jail goes with the misdemeanor, the up to a year. So I'm not surprised to see that.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, you're probably not going to do jail time. But
so the law itself says the law would make it unlawful for any long-term care facility to take specified actions wholly or partially on the basis of a person's actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, or human immunodeficiency virus status, including, among others, willfully and repeatedly failing to use a resident's preferred name or pronouns after being clearly informed of the preferred name or pronouns, or denying admission to a long-term care facility, transferring or refusing to transfer a resident within a facility to another facility, and blah, blah, blah. Most of those people, no one 90 years old has a preferred gender.
I mean, in fact, they probably prefer the one that they are.
Exactly.
At that age.
I think that probably, it wasn't as accepted back then to just say, no, I'm not what I appear to be. I'm something else. And so, I mean, people in long-term, although in California, if it's going to be true anywhere, it'll be California.
This is true.
But I do agree with you. In that age group, it's probably pretty rare.
You know what, though? We're discriminating based on age, though. We're assuming that the
we're such
people
ages.
of that age probably are not into all this.
We're such rotten
pronoun
ages. Well, the pronoun provision, the court said, is a content-based restriction of speech that does not survive strict scrutiny and burdens speech more than is required. One of the judges, Judge Duarte, said refusing to use preferred transgender pronouns may be disrespectful, discourteous, and insulting, but it allows others to express an ideological disagreement with another person's expressed gender identity.
Well, that's what the court found in general about freedom of speech. There's nothing that says you have to be polite. There's nothing that says you have to treat people with dignity or anything. It says you can say what you want. You can say what you want.
Right.
And of course, that's something they try and squelch as much as they can.
When you're looking at that, I mean, this is primarily targeted at nursing homes, and it's primarily targeted at staff addressing patients. So wouldn't that just be an employer policy type of, why do we need a law? Wouldn't that just be, this network of nursing homes has created this policy?
Because the sponsors from San Francisco, and he's a Democrat. That's why. That sums it up.
Well, so here's the thing. There was a law saying that you had to do it, right? And so they reversed that, which I'm happy about. But honestly, I mean, if we're just all decent people, there doesn't have to be a law, right?
Right.
If great Aunt
Right.
Martha wants to be called him, that's fine. If I work there, I'll probably make the last couple years or months of
her life,
his life
right, his
better
life.
by calling her him. But
Wrong.
you shouldn't have to do that.
So listen to what
That's the
the
point.
bill's sponsor is Democratic Senator Scott Wiener from San Francisco. He said in a statement about the court's decision, it's disconnected from the reality-facing transgender people, adding that misgendering someone is straight-up harassment. The court's decision is disconnected from the reality-facing transgender people. Deliberately misgendering a transgender person, it's hard to say this without... Deliberately misgendering a transgender person isn't just a matter of opinions, and it's not simply disrespectful, discourteous, or insulting. Rather, it is straight-up harassment, and it erases an individual's fundamental humanity, particularly one as vulnerable as a trans senior in a nursing home. This misguided decision cannot be allowed to stand.
Cannot be allowed to stand.
They can't stand it anyway.
Wait. Where did this article come from?
I wrote it just before we walked in the
Daily
studio.
Wire.
Well,
This is Daily Wire.
it seems
This
like it
is-
would have come from the Onion or
This
something.
is,
Like
yeah.
it's that bad.
Well, it's Ben Shapiro's outfit, so no,
All right.
it's not. No, I mean we're glad that even in California, well, I won't say what I said in the pre-show, but even in California, they're actually having some common sense.
You're listening to On Target Radio, and this is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, whether you're him, her, it, or one of the other 48 or 49,
Is this a good time to talk about Demi Lovato?
at 312-642-5600. It's really great to be able to run the show unhindered. So I think you're right, though. I think if you work in a nursing home and there's a little old guy there or a little old lady there and she wants to be called Bob, you're probably going to call her Bob.
Yeah, I don't care,
I
really.
think
I just
to
don't
the-
want to
No,
have
really.
to do it and get in trouble for not
Right,
doing it.
exactly. It shouldn't be a misdemeanor, but it should be like a note in your employee file. It shouldn't be a misdemeanor. I mean, I think that's what we're saying. You know, and I think that most people, like if you work in a nursing home, if you work with that population, I think you probably want to be compassionate. You probably, you're probably doing the best you can. And if you can remember that she wants to be called Bob, you're probably going to do it. But, it shouldn't be a law.
Exactly.
And I think you're right, because the people generally who work in nursing homes, I wouldn't say 100%, but generally they're sympathetic. They want to make your life as reasonable as they can.
Absolutely.
You go into that, when you walk in that door, you ain't walking back out.
Most likely not.
That's how it works. So they tend to be that way. I know the people that when my dad was in, they were very nice to him. I mean, they just try and make your life as good as you can make it. It's got to be a difficult time for anybody who does that, and particularly knowing that when going in means you're probably not walking back out.
Mm-hmm.
But
although it's funny because when they talk to you about dealing with people that you come across that might have dementia or something like that, they always say, don't lie to them or just agree with them. Always just tell them the facts and the truth. So it's kind of funny because
that is funny.
I'm a him. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Unzip. Let me look.
No thanks.
I don't even remember who started this. Do you remember how it even started?
All this preferred pronoun thing?
Yeah.
No, I
Obama.
don't know.
It sounds like an academic thing.
Yeah, well, it is very big in the universities. It could be. I can Google it and see what I come up with.
Yeah, I think it started a long time ago, but I think it gained a lot of traction under Obama. Honestly,
I think that's
where
was right. Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was because of him or not, but that's also when we saw a lot of attacks on law enforcement, and then we saw the whole, be whoever you want to be and however you want to be, and these, kids having gender reassignment surgery, and that was kind of all amplified under.
I'll bet it was Michelle Obama that started it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Who wants to be identified as human.
They used to be a man. We're not sure.
How cruel. That's so cruel.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, but anyway, that's California Appeals Court, which says that there are still one or two people in the state of California has some rational outlook on life.
Yeah, at least some of the judges.
Yeah. And when was the last time? There was also a Second Amendment ruling not long ago.
Oh, yeah, it ruled We talked about it.
The 18-year-olds can't be prevented from having handguns.
No, this was a California
this
one.
was California.
I think their assault weapons ban was
I think it was
overturned.
Well, that too, yeah.
Just
that
for
was
one
also
county,
done.
though, or one appellate district.
Yeah.
Right.
So, who knows?
That's progress.
I think, and I'm not joking, I think Biden may very well be one of the best things that's happened to us, because people are looking at this administration and going, this is getting crazy. They're they're Democrats bailing out, and there's no Republicans joining. So I doubt it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next election cycle, assuming we can get enough judges to make sure that they don't. Not that I'm suggesting anything illegal happened. I'm guaranteeing you something illegal happened. Right?
Trying to prevent illegal things from happening.
All right, we're going to have to take another break. This is going to be a little smoother. When we come back, we're going to talk about possibly Mr. Biden wants to make 2A an activism of misinformation. All that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Sebastian Gorka here. I love that you're listening to my show each day, but now we're giving you the opportunity to meet me in person. Enter the Terrific Talkers VIP experience. We'll fly you and a guest on a 3-night stay to meet me or one of our other national hosts. Enter today, and I'll see you soon.
To enter, go to 560theanswer.com/VIP. Sponsored by Crumweedy Home Pros. Go to homeisneedy.com.
News, I'm Sal Gianfrasso. A battle between House Speaker Pelosi and Republican leader McCarthy could come to a head Tuesday when the Special Select Committee on the January 6th riot at the Capitol holds its first meeting.
Today, Speaker Pelosi named a second Republican to the panel, Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger, who says he humbly accepts the assignment. McCarthy argues the GOP will not take part in the probe since Pelosi refused to accept members he picked. Pelosi vows the committee will, quote, get to the truth.
That's Fox's John Scott. California's largest wildfire merged with a smaller blaze and destroyed homes in remote areas with limited access for firefighters. And the cost of driving keeps rising, though not as quickly.
Gasoline prices are up again, this time a smaller amount. The new average for a regular grade is $3.22, up 2 cents from 2 weeks ago.
Oil industry analyst Toby Lundberg. America's listening to Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Hi, it's Sean. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their lives. He didn't stop by just creating the best pillow. Mike created the new Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. He found the world's best cotton called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. The Giza Dream Sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty, and come in a variety of sizes and colors. The first night you sleep on them, you'll never want to sleep on anything else. I know this because that's exactly how I felt. Check out the special offer on Giza Dream Sheets just for you. You will receive a 2-for-1 low price with free shipping. Call 800-489-0201. Use the promo code LIBERTY or go to mypillow.com. And again, make sure to use my promo code LIBERTY. The number again is 1-800-489-0201. Promo code LIBERTY.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. That's right, designed to heal. And now I agree. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor for Pete and Seth selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. That's correct. Each of the 4 ingredients deal with inflammation on a different metabolic pathway. That right there. Approaching your pain from 4 different angles may very well be why so many Americans find such wonderful pain relief. If you have back pain, shoulder, neck, hip, knee, or foot pain from exercise or even just getting older, you must order the 3-week quick start now. Discounted to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. I think it could. Give your body what it needs to heal itself. Go to relieffactor.com. Call 800-500-8384. relieffactor.com.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And from This Is Absolutely Impossible to Make Up Files, we bring to you Facebook's latest atrocity. Now, I know this will be hard for many of you to believe that this could happen. Facebook repeatedly flagged and shut down people who are using the vile word hoe. In fact, so bad was it, they were talking about things like push, pull a hoe, and they got shut down numerous times for this.
Well, they should.
Absolutely. Well, maybe.
Disgusting.
Maybe, because it was a garden club, and they were discussing types of hoes, not among the women in the garden club, among the ones with the handles. Well, some of the women may have had handles too. But the point is, Facebook shut them down. Because, why? Because
I don't know.
Because the computer doesn't know what a hoe is.
It's kind of ambiguous. So, I mean, if I was in that group, I mean, you'd have to, pushing up and pulling back on a hoe every once in a while. I don't know.
There's an entire town in England called Plymouth Hoe, and they shut down their thing repeatedly.
Yeah,
and they would send in a thing to Facebook who is so responsive. I mean, they're just right on top of it all the time. That they'd say, "Excuse us, this is a town in Great Britain, and to the best of our knowledge, there are no hookers in the town."
That is our actual name, so stop calling it offensive.
So the funny thing is, speaking of town names, my dad's side of the family, they live in a town called Seaman, Ohio. And
there you go.
It's like, they live in Seaman.
Yes,
oh
indeed.
Okay.
That is really
It
wrong.
is kind of really bizarre. So I wonder if they've ever had their Facebook page shut down.
Maybe.
Facebook is like, and we've talked about this many times, but it's totally out of control. And I guarantee you, we're getting to the point where, particularly if the Republicans take over, because I think Donald Trump was going to go after social media if he got reelected. I'm pretty sure he was.
Mm-hmm.
They sat in a congressional subcommittee hearing and basically just lied. Why would you shut down the President of the United States? Why would you take his ability to address the public? Well, he said, things we didn't like. Well, tough. Freedom of speech.
First Amendment.
Oh, yeah. They never apologized to these people.
No.
But they came out with a statement, and they said, we have plans to build our build out better customer support for our products, and to provide the public with even more information about our policies and how we defeat them. Enforce them. And yet, right after they said that, after they made that statement, they went right back and did it again. And they, with the hoe people, and the hose, they did it with the hose, and they said, and the reason they got was possible violence, incitement, or hate in multiple comments. Kill them all, drown them in soapy water, and Japanese beetles are jerks. Now...
Nice.
Those were some of the comments that Facebook deemed offensive.
Yes. Apparently, Japanese beetles
shouldn't be drowned in soapy water.
I guess they're privileged.
They're protected.
They're protected, yeah.
Protected class.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Facebook representative told the Associated Press that some of the enforcements had been corrected. But it's just a matter of the computer bots aren't programmed correctly, and they need to, because there's no people. I mean, you can't get a hold of anyone at Facebook.
No,
it's not
you can't.
It's not like there's an 800 number you can call.
No, it's a bunch of Karens sitting behind the keyboard.
Right, exactly.
Ban.
Right. I mean, it's easier to just write computer code than to have actual employees. So that's what they're doing.
We have a call from David, who is talking about Santa. David, how you doing?
Hi, how are you doing? I don't mean to sound conspiratorial, but I think, it might be Facebook and the left war on Christmas, because Santa Claus is definitely banned in triplicate with this whole thing.
Well, yes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Obviously.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I like it.
Yeah,
George,
see, they didn't even get it until you said
George, did you know he was going to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you let him say it anyway, didn't
Kind of
you?
got the shoulder
Ho, ho,
shrugging
ho.
going on there, yeah.
It just goes to show you that truly our audience is every bit as low as we are.
Well, and they're clever. I think David is one of the ones that's not fully intoxicated yet.
And perhaps should be, actually, yes.
He wouldn't be able to come up with such clever puns if he were fully intoxicated, as
That's
most
true.
of our listeners are.
Yes.
We're going to have to send Facebook after him for that.
But David, I appreciate it. It was good. It was good.
Good one.
It was a good one, yeah.
It was good.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about, we're going to have to take another break. So when we come back, we'll be bunched up a little bit. But Biden is talking about the possibility of making Second Amendment activism misinformation. And you know what they've been saying about this misinformation thing? They want the providers of SMS to check all the text to make sure no one is doing misinformation and shut down shows that offer misinformation.
Well, that's it for us.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about that, because that's actually a big deal. If you remember, CDC was on a rant calling it a medical issue, a health issue. If that comes back, that could be real trouble under the Biden administration. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that when we return. And also, our friend George Soros is still screwing us to the wall. All that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, and if you're 50 years old and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. The least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $540 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,550 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $273 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $6,050 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible, and you save $267 per month with my lower premiums. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
What aren't we being told about the COVID-19 scenario, about covert climate engineering operations that are wreaking havoc with weather all over the world, about the totality of unfolding and accelerating global environmental collapse? If you're willing to face and investigate shocking verifiable realities that mainstream media sources and their distract and divide talking heads will never tell you, tune in to the commercial-free, non-political Global Alert News Hour, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on AM560 The Answer. This is Dane Wigington from geoengineeringwatch.org.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm in construction, but, for the last 2 years, I was really dragging. I was lacking energy, so I started taking Balance of Nature, and it really started making a huge difference. It made me feel more energetic. And now I couldn't feel better. I feel like I'm 20 years old again. I mean, the guys at work are like, what's up with you? So, I'm a believer in it. I had a couple of my buddies who I never knew they were on it, but they're on it too. It really does let your body do what it's supposed to do. It's amazing. It's amazing what Balance of Nature does for you.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
Hi, this is Carl Amari.
I'm Lisa Wolf. Join us every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. for all things entertainment on Hollywood 360.
If you love classic radio shows, The Shadow, Jack Benny, The Lone Ranger, Dragnet, Gunsmoke, and many more, we have them for you on Hollywood 360.
We'll also present trivia contests with prizes, showbiz news, celebrity interviews, games, and movie reviews.
So don't miss Hollywood 360 every Saturday night beginning at 8 p.m. on AM560 The Answer.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
So there's been a little good news, a little bad news, out of the White House. Jen Psaki talks too much, frankly, for the administration. I mean, if we're going to get right down to it, she said enough that it looks like she spilled enough beans in her press conferences that the federal government, it looks like that Trump could win his court case against them in terms of what the role that Silicon Valley has been doing to supporting Biden. The bad news is, and this is something to really watch out for, the Surgeon General, which is Vivek Murthy, has upped according to the article, it says he's upped the ante over short term by claiming that misinformation about COVID-19 is, and this is a quote, an imminent and insidious threat to our nation's health, unquote. Now, the reason why this is an issue is because CDC, until the Republican legislator cut him off at the knees, CDC was calling the Second Amendment a public health issue. You remember that? And they wanted to do research and all that, and the Republican legislature basically cut him off the knees, defunded him.
This says it was so bad Congress wisely pulled the plug on funding for that pseudoscience.
But today, the CDC has the support of the president's office and the legislature. Now, if they make the Second Amendment a public health issue, all bets are off.
Right, and they point out that the CDC has suppressed information about use of firearms for self-defense in the past. I mean, so John Lott's book, was based on his estimates, his very studied scientific estimates of how many times guns are used for self-defense. And come to find out, CDC actually had actual stats on it, which they buried effectively for over 20 years.
Yep.
The CDC can't even get the one thing right that they've had to do for the last year and a half.
Right.
So,
but here's the catch. The catch is, it's like, all the stars line up because you have a White House who's anti-gun. You have an Attorney General who's anti-gun. You have the surgeon, what do they call him?
Surgeon General.
Surgeon General, whatever, who's anti-gun. And the CDC's been chomping at the bit forever since they got cut off. Now, if they turn the water back on for CDC, the media will jump on this in a heartbeat. And you will find every article in the newspaper is anti-gun. And this misinformation where they are currently getting SMS contractors, the people that do SMSs, are now reading, or however they do it, all the SMSs to see if there's COVID misinformation.
It's a bot like Facebook.
Take the word COVID out and put in a Second Amendment. And look where you are. They'll start turning off all ability to talk on the subject. This is serious stuff.
Yeah, it's like the code we were talking about at dinner. We're going to have code for guns and code for ammunition and code for...
Don't say it.
Yeah,
you're right.
Code for code. Or we just need to all start using encrypted services.
Or
that would be good.
We vote these bums out and we put some people in who know what the heck they're doing.
Well, that too.
I know what the code should be. How about our taco truck?
Taco truck.
We're selling tacos.
Yeah, and German chocolate cake.
And German chocolate cake. Wink, wink.
No, because then I'm just going to show up and be hungry.
George is like, where is it?
Well, wait, will you be mad if that happens?
Yeah, I get violent when I'm deprived of tacos.
Then we're doing that.
Now, here's another interesting little
point
bit.
me toward your enemy.
This will probably come as a shock to everybody.
Front toward enemy.
This will probably come as a shock to everybody, but George Soros has been funneling money to defund law enforcement.
No.
He's been paying the organization, which is called Color of Change PAC. He gave most recently $1 million to support the PAC. It was the largest donation he made in the 2021 cycle. But here's the thing that's really, this just ticks me off. So this PAC says, now it's up, they're talking about the Minneapolis Police Department, where all this really began. It says, now it's up to us to hold them accountable, push for further systemic changes, and not lose the momentum needed to change the institution of policing forever. We know, this is a quote, we know that policing doesn't keep us safe. Communities do. Yeah, that works real well on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, it's working great.
Policing doesn't lead to thriving communities. Investment does. We must begin to envision a society that functions for all of us, and we must begin by divesting from and dismantling the systems that unjustly harm black people. Do you know who least want the police to pull out of the ghetto?
The black people.
The people who live in the ghetto. Yeah,
well, and if they want to talk about programs that are, not helping the black people, it's the welfare programs.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So listen to what Mr. Soros has done. He donated $2 million to the Los Angeles District Attorney who was facing a recall. Kim Gardner in Missouri, who released 34 or 36 individuals arrested during the summer riots. District Attorney Larry Krasner in Philadelphia, who fired 31 prosecutors from his office and ordered police groups to lower prosecutions dramatically and shorten probation and parole periods. Kim Fox in Chicago got money, who ended felony prosecutions for a number of crimes and deferred prison sentences. And Rachel Rollins in Massachusetts, who ran on a platform of decriminalizing an array of offenses. This is who Soros gives millions of dollars to.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to put on my Alex Jones hat right now and say, it's funny because remember all of these people kind of got let out right before the big riots happened?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
All these felons got,
But that's a coincidence.
Go back out on the street.
And the fact that these people who ran for state's attorney in these different localities got money from Soros, that we said that like a year
Long time ago.
Oh,
yeah.
We've been talking about that.
We said that over a year ago. Yeah. So that's not new news.
It is a concerted effort to water down law enforcement.
But yes, Alex Jones, it is a conspiracy.
All right, we're going to have to take another break. Do we have action items?
I do.
When we come back with more on Target Radio, it will be action item time, and then we'll wrap it up with something inane or other. And you're listening to AM560 The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Meet Tim.
Hey, what's up?
He's the person you hired for your digital marketing strategy. And when he's done battling aliens on his PS5 in his parents' basement, I'm sure he'll get right to work. Now, meet the team at Salem Surround.
What's up?
Hi. Over 200 digital media strategists with all the current digital tools, resources, and training, bringing your business the real results you need. These are the people who are passionate about your marketing success and will work 24/7 to deliver customers to you and your business. So, Tim.
Yes, level 12. I'm going to be here all night.
Or the team at Salem Surround. Why trust your digital marketing to one person when you can hire a whole team? Nationwide exposure, experience, and expertise. Let our team of experts focus on your digital marketing strategy so you can focus on your business. It's an easy decision.
To learn more about Salem Surround or for a free no-obligation digital audit, visit surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
The State Line Rifle Association invites all Illinois gun owners to their meeting on Tuesday, July 27th at 7 p.m. at the American Legion in Round Lake Park. Their guest speaker will be Ed Sullivan, one of the lobbyists for the Illinois State Rifle Association. Support gubernatorial hopeful Darren Bailey next Sunday, August 1st, at his car show and family festival at Kono Farm in Homer Glen from 1 to 5 p.m. Fun for the whole family includes hay rides, cow train, music, food trucks, raffles, and more. Tickets are $20 for adults and $10 for children. Car show registration is $20 per car and includes admission for 2 adults. Tickets available at the door or online. I put the link on our Facebook page earlier today. Safer USA is now offering classes in Geneva, Waterman, and Bonfield. Saturday, July 31st, long-range rifle taught by Ed Janka. Wednesday, August 4th, Illinois Concealed Carry Renewal Class, taught by David. Saturday and Sunday, August 7th and 8th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
I'm going to be a guest speaker there in August, I think.
Cool.
State Line.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Should be interesting. Should be interesting.
Should.
So I found this article, and I'm an editor. I'm a writer. I'm an editor. I know grammar.
Oh, you're doing that one
really well.
Yeah,
yes.
she's doing that one.
We're doing this. No, not just me. We.
This is a team effort. Team On Target Radio.
Exactly. So it took me like probably half the article to figure out what the heck they were talking about, and like because this whole pronoun thing is so confusing. It just doesn't make sense. Lala Kent doesn't agree with how Demi Lovato has chosen to approach their sobriety journey. Joining the Behind the Velvet podcast Monday, Kent, who decided to get sober in 2018, weighed in on Lovato's decision to embrace what they refer to as the California sober lifestyle. While sobriety traditionally means abstaining from all drugs and alcohol, the practice Lovato has adopted allows for them to use select substances in moderation. I don't like to judge, but I actually think that's super offensive, Kent, 30, told host David Yontif. You know, there are people out there who work their butt off to never take themselves out of reality and to never place themselves in an altered state. You know, they don't even take Dayquil or NyQuil. So to say that you're like California sober or this type of sober is extremely offensive, I think. If you're drinking or you're smoking weed, you're not sober. Lovato, 28, has struggled with addiction for years and survived a near-death overdose in July 2018. Lovato, who recently came out as non-binary, said in their YouTube docuseries, Demi Lovato, Dancing with the Devil, in March, "I've learned that it doesn't work for me to say I'm never going to do this again." She said, "They're done with the stuff that's going to kill me, etc., etc." So, did you follow that? Does that make sense?
Can I have the last couple minutes back?
There's a whole
Right,
lot
exactly.
Of, plural pronouns describing a single person.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. And it's right up front, first sentence. Yeah.
It's super confusing, right?
It is.
Because it makes it sound like this person who's criticizing the other, the
Is
woman
the
who's
other half.
criticizing the other woman, that they're together in some fashion, that they're friends
Yeah.
or they live together or, they're sober coaches together or something like that. And so it ends up being super confusing.
Now it's bugging me when you say they, because I don't know what they you're talking about.
Exactly.
They, her, or they, or they,
Right.
him, or...
Right. It's just, it's crazy.
Well, that's another one.
Well, yeah, that's it. We'd like to thank
Another
you for
episode
listening.
in the can. Sorry.
No, just go ahead. You have
Well, people cut us off all the time.
Sorry.
We'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio. Be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life and hopefully no weird sounds during my close.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step